So as I end my process and I get picked up by your energy, I start walking through, basically like fire. Just it's like a world that's like melting and it's just engulfed in flames and fire. But I'm walking through like untouched, and then I forget what it was exactly that got me to this understanding. But then the concept of Mars, the god Mars. I think he was, I have to do more research, but I think he was stopped by, like, he was turned into stone, but he was like the fire god or god of war or something. And I don't know if he like would erupt in flames, but he was turned into stone to contain it or something like that. And so that starts coming up. And so then I get to your records, and I move in through this door that was pretty normal. And as I move through this door and leave all the fire behind me, I go into this room that is, again, like very Grecian, but it's 100% covered in gold. And so, and I think this is pretty cool. And so it's like 100% gold plated, and it's like a library, but with like those big columns, those big pillars all around the room. And so I call out to your higher self, and your higher self comes down, and didn't ever take a form, but it just comes down. And this is typically what happens, is like iridescent golden glow, and it beams down kind of into the middle of the room. And I engage it. And another thing that hardly ever happens is it engaged me and gave me a big hug. And with that, I felt so much love and energy enter into my body. And it was really beautiful, just the amount of energy that was in your higher self and your being. It was really, really beautiful. And so then we sit down and we start to engage, and I ask what the highest, most loving wisdom is for you at this point in time. And the messages that I was receiving is that basically they told me to look around the room and said it's all encased in gold, and they basically told me this is not a good thing, that the divinity, that the sacredness that you hold your divinity in, it's almost like you've put it outside of yourself, or you've kind of like contained it in this golden box, something that's like unachievable. And all these books were covered in gold, and so all this wisdom, all this divinity that's supposed to be inside of you was almost like separated from yourself. And so they said you actually seek outside of yourself for your divinity, and you follow maybe gurus or mentors that you hope are going to give you this divinity or show you a glimpse of your own divinity. And it's like you're seeking outside of yourself. It's like there's a God outside of you that you're constantly searching for, and you're not recognizing that you are God, and this God is completely within you, but you've covered it up, and you've covered it up with gold, which means like, you cherish this, but you're not allowing yourself to have this. And so you have this vision of what spirituality is, or what you as an enlightened being is, but this is something that's separated from yourself and from your true, authentic kind of internal self. And so you have unaligned yourself with this. You feel like it's something outside of you, something that you have to achieve or attain or progress yourself towards. And so like I saw you keep reaching for this golden God statue that was like this Mars, only because that's what came up in the very beginning. But so I kept seeing you reaching outside of your library and trying to grab this. And so what I was told was that by understanding this basically, and knowing that this divinity already lies within you, and it lies within the sacred space of your heart, that once you can understand that the Akashic records and everything is within you, all this wisdom, all this divinity is already inside of your heart center, that they showed me that all this gold was just melting down off of all this wisdom that lied within your library, and all these books were revealed, and everything was there like waiting for you to just tap into. And so basically we were engaging, and I said, okay, well, for meditation, like, what can we do? And so there were two things that I have already recorded, and I'll attach to this, that one would be a solar plexus, because there's self-trust, self-esteem, like confidence type things that that to align yourself and to align those channels within yourself. I think it's going to bridge that fire, that passion that we saw or I saw in the very beginning of your records. I think it's going to bring that through into the records, into the wisdom, aligning you to your divinity. And then there was also a note that you need to access the sacred space of your heart. So you have your heart center, which is like your traditional heart or the heart chakra. And then there's the tiny space behind the heart that is the sacred space of the heart. And during meditation, that's where I'll do a grounding meditation, and then through the heart center with the inner child, then I move into the sacred space of the heart, and that's where I do all my soul searching, and that's where I move myself into the different dimensions. And so in this space for you, I saw you engaging with your highest self, your highest wisdom, your highest knowing, all of that. And so, and I felt like you would be able to ask questions and get answers, and be able to start seeking within yourself the divinity that you are, and instead of seeking outside of yourself for that confirmation, or that acceptance, whatever that is that you're searching for outside of yourself. So all of this I saw happening within yourself and in that sacred space of the heart. And so I'll attach two meditations here that are very long, so I apologize, but I would suggest to do the solar plexus one first, and then do that for, I'd say, maybe a week, and just align yourself in that energy, and then you can continue and just use the heart chakra meditation and engage there, and then that'll open up the space to the sacred space of your heart, and from there you can start to engage with your own divinity and find that. So with light and love.